Let's talk about the infamous MTHFR gene mutation test. Is it actually worth it taking that test? Is it worth it doing that test? What is it actually saying? Do you really have a faulty gene? That's what we're going to talk about today. But before you understand that test, you need to understand what it is there for, or what it is, why they created the test, and what is actually the sense of it behind it. So basically you have all kinds of vitamins and nutrients in your body, and one of those is folate, which is a type of vitamin B9. And folate, that type of vitamin B9, your body can't really use that. So it has to be converted into an active form so your body can actually use it and just use it, for the body. And that conversion needs a specific enzyme that your body is producing, or a specific gene is producing, and that's the MTHFR gene that is producing that enzyme. So it converts the folate into the 5-MTHF so your body can use it. That's how it works. You can basically see it like a raw potato that you can't eat, but the enzymes are converting that raw potato into the potato, and now you can eat it. Okay, so far so good. That's how it works. And now the test apparently shows that your body or your gene is faulty and mutated, and therefore it can't really convert the folate into the 5-MTHF. And then they also say that this is the problem for your mood swings, for depression, anxiety, fatigue, brain fog, and all these kind of things. But is it really the case? Are you really like, are you really just like is it your body that is faulty? So basically, because when they say it's your genes, you can't do anything about it. It's just your genes. You were like born with it, and you can't do anything about it. And what's really going on, or what's also happening in that test is that, or with that whole thing, obviously there can be a problem with that methylation. I'm not denying that, okay? And if you have a problem with that methylation, then you can have raised homocysteine levels because you need 5-MTHF to basically convert and break down the homocysteine levels again to methionine. So what's happening is that if that's happening, you have high homocysteine levels, which is really bad for heart disease. So you can get strokes, you can get all kinds of cardiovascular issues. So of course we want to avoid that, and we want to make sure that we don't have high homocysteine levels. But these high homocysteine levels alone can trigger the test. But is it actually the problem that your gene is the issue, or something else? Because how it actually works with the whole thing from the 5-MTHF, why it's actually so crucial. 5-MTHF is really important for our bodies. It helps with methylation, it helps with detoxification for our livers, it helps for the endocrine system, it helps for the nervous system. I recommend 5-MTHF for people my clients. I recommend it for them for nervous system issues, for liver problems, for endocrine disorders, for hormonal issues. I recommended people that have these kind of symptoms. And the 5-MTHF, it's needed for a specific conversion. And first of all, the folate gets converted into 5-MTHF. And then, when you eat methionine, for example, it's an amino acid that's getting breaking down into, it's one of the main essential amino acids. And when you eat that, or when you consume that, it gets broken down into SAMe. And when SAMe did its job, it breaks down into homocysteine. And that homocysteine, and by the way, SAMe is important for your mood. It's also important for your liver, for detoxification of toxins and for heavy metals. And you can also get mood issues if you have SAMe. SAMe actually as a supplement, I've seen them helping a lot of clients with, not a lot of clients, but I've seen helping them. I know it helps with OCD, for example. It can be really helpful, really powerful for that. But anyways, if SAMe is getting broken down, it goes, or it basically becomes homocysteine, and then you need 5-MTHF to bring that back to methionine and B12 as well, not only 5-MTHF. It also has, methionine also has sulfur compounds, and these sulfur compounds help to create glutathione, which is also very known for detoxification, but that's another part. So basically, this is all what's happening with 5-MTHF. But are your genes really the problem? Or is it just picking up on something else? And here's what's really going on. If you get a positive MTHFR gene mutation test, you don't have a faulty gene. It's not picking up on that. It's picking up on inflammation and raised homocysteine levels. And the homocysteine levels are because you have a viral load in your liver. Your liver is not able to convert critical nutrients like B12 and other vitamins, which is leading to raised homocysteine levels. And that's causing inflammation, and the inflammation is getting picked up from that test, okay? You can also have no high homocysteine levels, but you can still get a positive result from that test because it's just picking up on inflammation. It's picking up on toxic, dirty, sluggish blood that is filled with toxins and viral waste. And it's no different than an ANA test, anti-nuclear antibody test. It's no different than C-reactive protein test. These are just inflammatory markers. And it's the same thing that's happening when you get an MTHFR gene mutation test. It's not that your gene is faulty, it's just an inflammatory test. And guess what? People that bring down their inflammation and clean up their liver, they get a negative test back from the MTHFR gene mutation test. So the genes were switched on or off, or what was going on there? So that test is a complete scam, so to say. It's a complete scam. It's very popular right now. A lot of people say to you, you need to make that test, it's so important, otherwise we don't know anything about you. It's just showing that you have inflammation in your body, huh? Congrats. And then on top of that, if you get a positive result from that, you're like devastated because you think, okay, now my genes are faulty, what can I do about it? They go more and more and more and more and more into genes because when it's your genes, it's your fault, it's your problem. No disease on this world is caused by any issues of your genes. Genes don't cause any problems. It doesn't matter what kind of disease we're talking about, nothing is caused by genes. Faulty genes are not causing anything, okay? And by the way, like 100 years ago from now, the diseases that we have nowadays, they didn't even exist 100 years ago. So did our genes change since then? Okay? It's like completely fraudulent, that whole gene thing on the one hand. And on the other hand, it super feeds the narrative of the big pharma industry because they want you hopeless and they want to make sure that you believe your body is the problem. They want to believe that your genes are faulty, your body's attacking you, it's all made up in your mind, you're crazy, and you manifested your symptoms, and it's stress, you know, there's no heavy metals, no viruses, no toxins, no DDT that's still in our system, no pesticides that is making us sick. None of that is making us sick. It's just you're the problem, so we can sell you more medication and pharmaceuticals, and we can just, you know, treat your symptoms the whole time. That's what they want. And that's what they actually promote more with these kind of tests. Even though you think you're an alternative medicine, it's still not helping you and still making you more powerless instead of being empowered. That's crazy out there. And if you actually have not a positive test, but you have high homocysteine levels, that indicates also a low viral load in your system. So the whole thing with the 5-MTHF, so I always say 5-MTHF gene mutation, the MTHFR gene mutation test is completely fraudulent. To summarize it to you once and for all, it just picks up on inflammation. If you have inflammation in the body, that test can get triggered. It's not because your gene is faulty or mutated, it's because your liver is overburdened, you have a virus in your liver can't convert nutrients anymore and methylate them, and you have sometimes raised homocysteine levels because of that. And you have a liver that is sluggish, you have toxic blood, you're dehydrated, you have viral waste in your bloodstream, and that alone can also trigger a positive MTHFR gene mutation test, okay? And if you're struggling with your health, okay, especially when you're somebody with a successful career, let's say you're professional or you're a business owner, and you need help with your chronic health issues like chronic fatigue, adrenal fatigue, energy crashes, brain fog, lack of concentration, focus issues. If you're somebody that is diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, help people with that as well. I offer everybody a free discovery call. All that you need to do is to go to my website, www.theobergmann.com. And there you can book a call for 30 minutes, 30 minutes, and there we will evaluate your whole situation, figure out if and how I can help you. And if so, we would move on to a strategy call. It's a one-on-one call with me on Zoom. And in that call, I would show you a strategy on how you can achieve your health goals. I would show you what the root cause of your issues are, what we really need to work on. And I would highly recommend you doing that because first of all, it's free, you have nothing to lose. And second of all, if you have issues with your health and you don't work on the root cause, which is, I feel like I'm the only one that is doing that because nobody else has the same results as I do, then you get worse or you just stay like it is right now. You're not good at your job anymore. You can't do your responsibilities anymore. You feel like you're tired and sluggish the whole day. You feel like you're missing out on life. You feel like you can't be there for your family. You don't even have the energy anymore to play with your kids. And all of that should not be the case or doesn't need to be the case if you really would work on the root cause of what's actually going on with your issues. So book your call. You have nothing to lose. And we're going to talk hopefully very soon. Subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching that video. I hope it brought a lot of clarity to you. Okay, bye-bye.